Okay, we are live. Welcome, live from the crossroads of America. It's a 1 hour talk show shooting with disabilities. We talk guns, politics, or anything else that crosses our mind because we always go off topic. We'll answer questions from the audience. Just type them in the chat box and we will get to you, or you can email me at Rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. We are broadcasted on gun channels and YouTube. And if you want to join the panel, the link is over on gun channels. By all means, jump in. I'm allowed 10 people, including myself. That means I got 9 spots. I think I got 13 invitations out there, so it's first come, first serve. Also, if you like this, most people say it at the end, but I'm going to say it at the beginning because I normally forget at the end. I have a Patreon page. If anybody wants to support me in the channel, you can do that, or you can make a one-time donation at PayPal. All this information is below on the YouTube page and below on the gun channels page. And it's even actually on my my lower thirds or higher thirds, whatever you want to call them. There is my Patreon page. And so, hey, 2 Live Moo, Jason Stewart are in the chat there. And we got, who else we got in there? We got Patriot in the Darks and doing double duty. That's YouTube. And at the moment on gun channels, we just got David Boland, as far as I can tell. Let me refresh to see if it works. Yeah, he's still the only one in there. So that's it. As I was saying to the panel before we started, let me introduce my panel. Then I'll get into my stuff. Is starting here. He's more than likely out working on the roof, but it's Squib Lift. How you doing, Squib?
Hey, everybody.
Yeah. Then we got the one and only Patriot in the Dark.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
No problem. Then we got the one and only the Kingpin.
Hey, Rick. Hope you're doing well, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem. Then we got from the man from New York City, Blind Shooter. Talk to me. He's walked off on us. The one person I expected to be sitting there got up and walked off.
Oh, it helps if I turn on the microphone.
Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm telling the audience here is what I was telling the panel. I've been pulling my hair out for 2 days, trying to work on what's going to happen after August 1st when Hangout goes away. But I think I was trying to be clever and go straight into, you can do Hangouts if you subscribe to called G Suites by Google. It's $6 a month. Yeah, it's been free for years, but I thought, well, I'll do that, and then I'll just go straight into it. Nobody will know the difference, and everybody will think how smart I am. But there's a catch. I have to wait 30 days to be allowed to stream live. I only signed up yesterday, so we got a long wait. So unless I want to pay, I think it's $25 a month, and I can stream live straight away. But I don't want to pay $25 a month. If I was a channel that had hundreds of thousands of subscribers and a huge Patreon base, then maybe I would. But that's how it goes. So anyway, in the meantime, I'm looking now for one of those. I'm more likely to use StreamYard. So when you see me, because don't forget I'm having a show this Saturday at 3 p.m. That will still be on, hopefully. How many days? We got a week, haven't we? So I should have Saturday should be on Hangouts. Then next Wednesday should be on Hangouts. Then after that, it's up in the air. So where I'm going. But I just wanted to let people know what is going on with me. So,
well, now, Rick, I got a question.
Yeah.
With the new Google Hangout thing that they're making you pay for, Would you have to pay for it, plus everyone that wants to join your panel, or just you?
Just me.
Yeah.
I mean, you would get an email just like you do now with the link in it to join. Exactly the same. Same, except for the email comes from my domain email. But I would explain all that if it goes that route. You know, my domain email was Rickslifeasiseeit.com. You know, and I think my actual email is Rickslifeasiseeit.com. But I don't. But anyway, that's it's not up there. But no, you guys, it wouldn't change for the panel or people out there in the on. If you're watching on YouTube, you wouldn't even know that I changed things. That would still be the same. The chat would be there, everything just like it is now. Well, you know, that's these crosses to bear when you want to be a superstar. You know, we'll see what happens. But I got myself all worked up, and I'm screaming and yelling at the machine here in front of me. It can't hear me, but makes me feel better. So anyway, talking about mental health stuff, I wish Whatchamacallit was here. This is the one day I need him. JD. No, not J. Is it JD we want? Yes. You know, a bloke's 2 cents worth, whatever. That's who I need. Because have you guys heard what they're doing in Oregon State starting this new school calendar year?
Hard to say.
Kids now can call in with a mental health day. You know, stress of life or things are bothering them too much, they can call in, say, I'm taking a mental health day.
Who's taking bets it's going to be exam days?
Yeah.
You know that already exists in other places, right?
Well, as mental health days?
You're having a bad day. I know somebody whose mother died, and for the remainder of the school year, they could call in as many days as they wanted for the remainder of the school year and just say, I'm having a bad day, I can't make it in. So they were calling in every week, sometimes every day of the week, and really abusing it. And all it really was is hurting their education. But as far as I know, they got a more or less a pass for the year and still went on to the next grade. So I'm guessing that there's probably some sort of provision for that in one way or another that exists out there in other places, and this is just a rendition of that. And now, don't get me wrong, having a parent die, having a sibling die, especially when you're a child, is a difficult thing. So don't get me wrong, I can understand how there are days where somebody may say, especially a child, I can't deal with it today. But I'm of the belief that if you get back up on your feet, you get back up on the horse, you're going to deal with it a lot better and accept it a lot sooner than if you just keep running away. So it sounds to me like this is something that isn't a specific scenario. It's just everybody in general. And they could be playing off of something existing in the system like that. And all that's really doing is enabling the kids. What's going to happen when they get a job? Are they going to just call in every time they just don't feel like going to work? Because, I mean, if that was the case, I'd call into work every day.
They're going to start working for Amazon and go to the
I mean, what I was thinking was, you know, the way people say that, you know, the mental health in this country has to be looked at, you know, because it's in a terrible state. To me, this is just making a mockery of it. Oh, I mean, you know, I woke up and oh hell, by the time I get jumped in the shower, get dressed and changed and get ready to go out, I'm going to miss the school bus. Oh, I don't feel like it today. I feel bad today. I'm having a mental health day. I can see that happening. You know, just makes a mockery of it. Not only that, right? You do a few of those during your school career, and then all of a sudden you wanted to apply for a carry permit or something, and they go, well, you got a lot of mental issues from when you were in school.
Bingo.
That might go against you.
That-
You know, that's what I've been thinking of, but maybe I'm seeing too much in it.
Uh,
You know?
I'm a big
What
fan. I'm a big fan of saying, "Give me my tinfoil hat now, so I don't have a dunce hat later." And I've been at the mountaintop screaming at the top of my lungs, "Don't let this mental health nonsense creep into America and our everyday life." And it's happening. And prove it to me that they're not going to use it against you, whether it be guns, driver's licenses, secure jobs. Prove to me that they're not going to use it against you.
Well, yeah, but you got the person who gets up every day and goes to school, and they don't want to go to school, and they study and they work hard, and they're trying to have a good GPA and a good attendance, and they have plans for the future, and they do all this stuff, and they do everything right, and they make it, and maybe they do, you know, graduate near the top of their class or the top of their class or whatever it is, and then you got the other one that abuses this system that enables them to skip out. But maybe they do start looking at the numbers and go, we better just start passing these kids and advance them to the next grade, or we're just going to have a bunch of, you know, 4-year ninth graders at this point. And the person who works hard goes, hey, wait a minute, I busted my butt to graduate, and you're just going to give this person a pass? I mean, it's really
That already
it's not fair. Well, yeah, that's true. It's not fair for the hardworking people.
Yeah, they already do that.
Well, that's what I like about New York. As much as I complain about the gun laws here, here in New York, it's law that you have to attend 180 school calendar days. So you can miss, 181, but as long as you're on campus for 180, you're good to go.
Yeah. I mean, as Clover Tech is in the chat, he goes, people will use anything as excuses, you know, and that is definitely a social issue, but mental health is a real thing too. And we have to remain aware to sort the real stuff from the bull. And I absolutely agree.
You know, I don't have a problem with if a kid does have a stressed day, but I don't expect him to stay home and play video games. If he's got an issue or something's happening, there should be something else, some kind of follow up, some kind of, you know, something that goes along with it, where it's just not, I just want to sleep the rest of the day. You know,
This is
I don't
making
know, some kind of accountability, if that's got to be, but I don't know, it's never been before.
this is just growing the size of government and bureaucracy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of us are roughly in the same general age range. Rick, when your grandma died and you didn't want to go to school, who took care of that for you? Your parents did. Your parents called the school and said, "Hey, we had a death in the family. Rick's gonna miss today."
Yeah.
Everybody else in the chat and
I
everybody
remember.
else in the panel, that's what your family is for, is
Mhm.
to say, "Hey, David needs a day off. He's stressed out. You know, lots of life has happened in a negative way. So, hey, school, I'm going to take David out of school for a day or two. Can you send home the schoolwork through email or send it with his sister, or, you know, can he make up a day or something like that?" You know, all this is growing bureaucracy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember if that happened, either my parents would swing by the school and pick up my homework that I would have what I would have missed that day or whatever. I didn't get out of doing that stuff by taking a day off. I know that much. So, you know, I was just looking at it to mental health. As Clover said, mental health is a serious issue in this country. It really is. It needs to be looked at. And I've been saying this since I've had my channel here. Is it seems like, you know, years ago, yes, they were terrible places. But even when I first went to Connecticut, there was a right next door, almost to the military base, was the old. It was called the old Norwich State Hospital. It was a mental health institution. It had closed down maybe 10 15 years earlier, but it was enormous. And talking to people, they used to who remembered it, they used to say the day they closed it down, except for the really insane people, they moved them somewhere else. But basically, they opened the doors and let everybody out into the world. There you go. Here you go. You're on your own now.
I refute that just a little bit. Mental health is not a serious issue in this country. It's not. Now, mental health is a serious issue. I'm not taking away from that at all. And people need to get we need to get rid of all the cloudy water so people who actually need help can get clear view to that help, as opposed to, little Johnny got a splinter, so he's got to take Xanax to deal with his stress. Yes, it is an issue, and yes, it is serious for the people that it's an issue, but as a whole, across the 360 million people that live in this country, is it a huge issue? No, it's not.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I see what you're saying in that. I'm looking at it from, yeah, I see what you're saying there. Percentage-wise, it's something, but there is a problem out there. There is a serious.
I still blame it on
People
the
do
parents.
have serious issues. But where I was going with this is they opened these hospitals, let everybody out, no place for them to. They made no arrangements for them to go elsewhere. They were left out there, and basically, right. I know it's looking very simplistic, but you say you had a man and a woman who were having mental health issues. They're in this hospital. Now they're out in the free world. They get married. They have kids. Two sickies do not make a welly. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Oh.
Send all your hate mail to shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com.
I love it.
yeah, I know it's very simplistic, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from. You know, so
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff would be covered if you had, attentive parents. Yes, there are some that flip through. I mean, I personally have a family member that has multiple personalities and everything else that goes along with that. And there is no quick fix for that. There's no magic wand, and that is an issue. But like David said, that's the only person I know. We see a lot in movies and stuff, but I don't know. There's a lot of issues out there, but I don't think it's a high number of.
yeah. But what I said at the very beginning, you think something like that in Oregon would actually come back to bite you further on in your life? Not just say for a gun permit, but getting a job with the government or going to become a policeman. They go, oh, you had a lot of mental health days from high school.
Oh, well, there's a lot of things that follow you along. I mean, a lot of the kids that go in and get testing for some of the different I don't know what they call them now, but spectrum things or whatever. That kind of stuff does follow you. And it's one of those things. Is it better to seek the help, or or do you try to avoid that label that's going to follow you? Because they do ask, if you're joining the military, if you've had XYZ, do you have asthma? Do you have this, that? There are things that it does limit you to. Yes, there are a lot of jobs that you can do, but that's still restrictive. So I'm sure things like that would follow you, because they do already.
Yeah. That's all right. Sorry, I'm just answering a message here. Yeah, I've lowered my bandwidth, seeing if that's going to make a difference to my camera up there. You know what I'm saying?
Looks good to me.
I know it would look good to you. Yeah, but it's hard. I can't tell because it's playing. I mean, my camera looks great on my screen, but of course it's going to. It's not going in, But that's all right. I'm sorry. I'm looking like Yankee Marshals. I've gone by his, and since he moved up in the mountains, I mean his picture is terrible too, just like mine is now. You know. Oh, and for anybody, change. I know I'm going all over the place here, but I don't know if I mentioned this. I tried for another carrier here in town. They came out, done all their things. No, I cannot have it because the trees across the street block the line of sight to that tower that's just about less than a mile away from me. And he said, unless you can get your neighbors to cut their trees down, we said there ain't no way we can do it. So
just cut them down yourself. Then.
I'm gonna send you a ghillie suit. You just slide over there tonight.
Yeah. Then we'll get back on the mental health here in a minute. But also, I went to look at. I've been looking into satellite, which is basically what that was too. But like HughesNet.com and there's a Vesta or something, Vista one. I looked at both of them, and just for the basic internet, you're looking at $60 a month. Jesus Christ, come on. Time I paid for I got satellite TV, right? And time you paid for Amazon, you paid for Netflix. Shit. Why do I want to pay for, Jesus Christ. So anyway, see, I tell you, I've had a bad couple of days. I'm on a rant here, so let me get off that. So back to mental health. Anybody else got any input on that?
I think it all comes down to the parent thing, and then the doctors these days just quick to diagnose you and not actually wanting to listen to what you have to say. I mean, I personally know a bunch of kids in my neighborhood. Yeah, they act out when they're told no, and the doctors have them on all these different medications, and they're bipolar and autistic, and no, it's because mom or dad didn't bother to smack the shit out of you when you acted up.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, and I said this on my show before. 7 or 8 years ago, was it 7 or 8 years ago, when my father died, I went into a little slump. Went to the doctors, and he put me on some medication. I'm trying to think what it was, Wellbutrin or something like that. And I've been trying to get. I kept telling him, I don't need this. But he said, well, you just can't stop it and all this kind of crap. Well, when I finally moved here, I said to my doctor, I don't want this. And actually, he weaned me off it a couple of months ago. And I see no total. I don't, feel any different. But I understand if you need it, take it by all means. If you have issues. But that's where my doctor was forcing me to take something I didn't want. I didn't think I needed.
Going along with what Patriot said earlier and what Blind Shooter just said, back in the day, the handheld video game or the television set was your babysitter. Now it's here, take the iPhone, leave mommy alone, leave daddy alone. And that also is Junior jumps around the house and acts a fool, and yeah, a 7-year-old kid is hyper, so let's go put him on drugs. It's just the new babysitter.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. They do. I mean, what in the hell? Ritalin, wasn't that the drug of a few years ago to give kids to calm them down?
Yeah, you give Ritalin to children that are hyperactive, and it calms them down, but it has like a reverse effect on adults.
Oh, okay, all right. But anyway, where it's going to that? I said it is a thing. As you said, I mean, not everybody has mental health issues, but if you have them, go get them checked. But don't let the doctor talk you into going on drugs for the sake of going on them. To me, there's I would try counseling and all the other stuff first before I went on to a permanent drug solution. Personally, myself, But I mean, like a fool.
There are cases.
See, where I went wrong is I've been brought. I lived and I was raised in England, and you over there. It's not a. This is not an excuse. This is a reason. You know, that's the same thing to you people. But when it comes to your doctor, you believe what your doctor told you. You went to the doctor and said, I'm sick. He goes, what's wrong? This is what you need. And you just said, okay. And you went on and done your thing. Over here, I've noticed, I know I've been here for 20 years now, and I'm still learning the medical system over here is over here, I should say, I don't why I'm going to say this. Americans, I'm an American, seem to always question what their doctor's telling them. See, I wasn't brought up that way. You believe what your doctor tells you. So, where I'm going back to is years ago when the doctor said, well, you need to be on this medication. Okay. Not even thinking about asking, well, why? What does it actually do? What are the side effects? Do all that. I didn't do any of that. I just took him at his word because he's the doctor, you know? So, so there we go. John Connery's calling me Benedict Arnold.
Benedict, yeah. That is kind of a fundamental thing between England and Americans, though.
Yeah. But
well, all I was going to say is there are people and things that do require medication, and just like I said, the family member, if they don't take their medication, things get really, really bad, for everybody. That it's so, follow the directions, go to the proper people, and don't, it's kind of hard because when you talk about it, you don't want to, just be easy about it and, oh yeah, you got a problem or something. But, I mean, I don't like all that feeling stuff and talking all that nonsense, but, don't jeer at people if they're having some issues, don't, say, oh, you're going to the shrink or, all that crazy stuff. But, so don't try to make them feel bad so that they won't go or, make jokes about it.
Yes, exactly.
You
don't want to make
some people really do need it, and, they need all the positive enforcement, reinforcement, whatever, that you can give them. So, don't say, hey, oh, look, Clover, he's crazy, ha ha, and joke about it. If he needs help, he needs help. I'm only saying that just because he might still be out there.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, pal.
Yeah. Well, your buddy Squib, might need help.
I'm always looking out for Squib.
Okay. All right. Any of you guys got a topic you want to talk about?
I do. I got something just to throw out there.
Okay.
For all the sighted people out there, I just came across it today, and I've been working on a project myself, but there's a hashtag that was started today by Blind to Billionaire, which is hashtag Blind Abilities. So if you check out that hashtag, because there's a lot of people out there. I mean, the vast number of blind people are not on YouTube. They're not making videos, that kind of thing. But there are a lot of people that, are on YouTube. So I just check them out, see their videos, see what they're doing, because they're supposed to put like abilities that, most sighted people, might question or not know that they do, or, whatever. So just check it out. Some of them are really good, and a lot of them are.
Now, what am I? Hashtag what?
Blind abilities.
I got a question for the visually impaired gentleman on the panel.
Uh-oh.
I didn't do it. I'm innocent.
I meant to email it to Rick, but it's been crazy and I haven't had the time. But how did you guys? Obviously, YouTube. You know what YouTube is, so you can find stuff. But how did you get into where you are now? like navigating through and all that stuff to get to the gun channels and get to, you know, the Second Amendment community and stuff like that? Like, how did that work for you guys? Did you search it out? Did you just come across it? Did somebody tell you about it?
Go ahead.
I mean, for me, like, I was always into firearms, so when YouTube came about, and I mean, good thing they didn't have record keeping back when I was in school, otherwise I'd definitely be on a red flag list by now. But I was always like in school when they'd have us do like school projects, look up stuff you were into. I was on YouTube and searching guns and came across one channel, and then it was just kind of like the volcano effect. It blew up from there. Found every gun content creator I could find.
As far as me, I don't know. I mean, I obviously with my background, I had firearms and did all that stuff. But once I went blind, I did the technical stuff. I was a programmer in my prior life or whatever. So as I started losing my vision, I started doing all the technical stuff as far as, learning software and getting all bootleg copies so I could learn everything. And then I actually went through all the certification to become a trainer for all that accessibility software. And searching out YouTube for certain firearms, I just found all the visually sighted people weren't making descriptive videos. They didn't describe things very well. So that kind of pushed me to look for more and more. And after looking up 30 copies of this, doing the same thing to the same firearm by 30 different people, you come across a lot of them. And then I kind of came across gun channels. I'm sure it was through Yankee and then Matt and um, Travis P11 and stuff. Just coming across that. I made a membership on gunchannels.com. I don't know, a year before I actually used it, and that's why when I try to search out my stuff on gun channels, it was actually under, instead of Patriot in the Dark, my actual account is A Shot in the Dark, and that's why G can't ever find my stuff. I just changed the name on the profile or whatever. But so then finally getting over there and messing with it more and more, and jumping into these wonderful chats, that's kind of pushed me to where I'm at right now. In my office with my feet up and the windows open.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know, did that answer your question? I mean, kind of roundabout way.
Well, answered it to me, I believe. Did it answer what you were looking for, David?
Yeah, my computer sucks, but other than that, that answered it for me pretty good.
Okay, there we go. All right. Anyway, real quick, because we're halfway through the show, I've only had, just let me double check. But my quiz that I set up last Saturday, because I got one this coming Saturday, so it was, almost a week and a half ago for the Saturday giveaway, the super, I'm doing like a double swag pack for the prize. And I've had I've had 2 entries so far. So right now it's a 50-50 chance that person's going to win. Those 2 people. You know what I'm saying? One of them's going to win. But the question was, back to the original TV series Miami Vice, in the pilot episode, I wanted Sonny Crockett was using a firearm which was often mistakenly identified as a 6-hour. What was the firearm he was using or supposedly using? And also his partner Tubbs, what firearm did he use in the pilot episode, not what he was seeing with for the rest of the
Which
show, but the very episode, season 1, episode 1.
which is which one's which? Who's Crockett and who's Tubbs? I never watched that show.
Crockett was Don Johnson,
Okay.
and all right, and and we're not, and to give you a clue, we're not talking about the firearm, because the infamous shoulder holster that was made for him was for a particular gun that he started carrying, I think, the second episode or later on in the series. That's not the gun I'm talking about. So just want to let you know, just in case you're thinking, oh, we know what that is. No, and I'll make it even. It was not that 10 millimeter. That's the gun that he's famous for with the shoulder holster.
The Bren 10?
Yeah. That is not the one. And you email me the answers to Rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Get them to me before lunchtime this coming Saturday.
And it's not the one with Cheech in it either.
The what?
I said it's not the one with Cheech in it either.
So there we go.
A different show.
Yeah, so I just want to let you guys know that. So if anybody wants to enter it, they can. If not, the two people that have entered have a 50-50 chance. So, okay.
So Patreon unknown user probably.
Yeah. Oh, I think I mentioned it before you got here, Sean, but in case I didn't, I might have only mentioned it to the panel before we went live. I got the phone call today, people, from my gun shop. The 7:39 p.m. The Smith & Wesson 380 EZ Performance Center in Gold is on the way to my gun shop. They actually told me to be there by this Friday.
Did you hear?
So I'm going to set up a GoFundMe to help me pay for it.
Did you hear that?
That last part's a joke, but yes, it's. I didn't expect, as I said, I didn't expect to get it this quick, because I won't mention any names. Sean told me, "Oh, you're more like going to have to wait months for it now because you were so late getting your name in the hat." But so I really haven't saved any money for it, so I have to jiggle some things around to come up with it. But
did you see?
Right. So
did you see where Sean said he was having some of the finish come off?
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried now, but he says it's not enough to notice. But that picture he posted, it sure looked big and glaring to me.
I'm pretty sure he also said he contacted Smith & Wesson to let him know about it. So there's at least a progress report being made.
Yes, and don't try to protect him. Sean doesn't need no protection. So there we go. But yeah, so I got to. I don't know what the new price. I'm assuming when I put the order in a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago, wasn't that long ago, I was quoted $475 for it, and at the time, Smith & Wesson on their own website, their manufacturer suggested retail price was $502. So I didn't think that was too bad. So there we go. Just jiggle some money around, see if I can rob Peter to pay Paul, and I will hopefully have it within Don't expect me to have it by Saturday show, because I'm going to tell you right now it ain't going to happen.
How much is it? Like, how much is the gun you're paying for it?
They quoted me $475. Of course, then you got to add tax onto that, right? So
right, yeah.
So I'm only get out a little under 500 is what I'm thinking. So I got to see what I can come up with here. Well, it'll be all right. I'll work it out. So at least I know I can get it now anyway. So, I mean, she didn't. I mean, they didn't say that your gun's here. You got to take it. You know what I'm saying? He said we got one coming, and if you still want it, you can have it. So
Nice.
anyway, so for the people that listen, so let's hopefully I can jiggle things. Worst comes to worst, I will go put a deposit on it, and that will give me another 7 or 8 days, leeway. So, to swing some money around. All right, back to conversation. Anything else you guys want to talk about? No, I haven't watched. You didn't send me a question for today, did you? Did you, Patriot?
Did you squib? I heard that. No, because I was messing with it and it didn't open. I kept trying to during your introduction, and it was just being slow. It was saying I was watching too much videos or something. I don't know.
No, okay.
So
I haven't watched your latest video.
Oh
I
my!
must admit.
All three.
I have not watched it, but I did watch Squib Load's garden video.
Ooh.
And I don't know if you guys watched it. That damn rabbit at the end wasn't scared of Squib whatsoever. He just went right on eating Squib's garden. You know what I'm saying? So personally, myself, I'm quite surprised you didn't pull out your damn gun and shoot him, Squib.
Hashtag Rabbit Lives Matter.
Can't discharge a firearm within the township limits.
Oh, okay. All right.
But you can hit him with it. Just throw it.
I didn't think about that. If I had a shovel or a hoe or a rake, it was close enough that I could have hit it with one of those.
Yeah.
That's the next topic for your next video.
Yeah.
Oh,
a fully
Rich, what?
semi-automatic garden tool.
Yeah. Oh, Rich. Oh, yeah, Rich. He's asking what he had to step away. The gun shop called me with my EZ Performance Center in gold. Is coming by Friday. I just got to come up with the money now. So there we go. Yeah. So anyway, don't forget after this show, I believe Clover's got one of his what the hell's the name of that show now?
The Next Generation. Also,
Next Generation at 8:00.
Yes.
I believe. And then you've got
a brand new show that's coming on at 8:00 Eastern.
when?
Our friend Bloke 2 Cents Worth is having his first live show.
When?
Right after this one.
Oh, he is?
Today. Yes.
He's having two. One at 8 and one at 11.
There's the link for Clover's Next Generation show in the chat.
Okay, great. There you go. Then after him at 9:00 is Never Enough Ammo. And I don't know what's after that. I don't keep track, but so
There'll be a lobby open pretty much all night too, I think.
yes. So there we go. Just to keep people informed of what's going on. So.
I got a little something that we can talk about for a second.
Yeah.
Let me finish scrolling down. The Crazy Scotsman is doing a giveaway for his friend Mr. Holster. But technically it's for Jack. If we just want to be complete, it's for Jack, but it's for Mr. Holster. And he's got 5 Bear Creek Arsenal complete uppers as a part of the giveaway. It's a $10 entry fee. And to get yourself into the raffle drawing. And I'm pretty sure that's the second link there for the Mr. Holster Crazy Scotsman video. Go check that out. If you're friendly with those guys and you want to make a donation, then I'm sure you can send in a donation. If not, and you want to put in $10 to win some pretty cool, an opportunity to win up to one of 5 complete uppers in different sizes and different calibers. Bear Creek Arsenal donated them. Scotsman was going to pay for them, but they donated them. So go check that video out. And then the link above that, the first link is for Clover Tack's next show. And then Rich White just put in the chat, Rants and Raves will be on roughly either on Roll Call's channel or Night Strike's channel, roughly around 10:30, 11 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, they're not actually punctual, as he says there. Their time. I mean, even uh, oh my God, my mind's gone blank. It's showing yesterday, hit or miss, 9 o'clock Tuesday nights. I mean, very rare that ever starts at 9, but you know, it's just the way things work sometimes. You know, I try to start on time, but not saying that that's right or wrong. But as I said, I've been pulling my hair out for the latecomers last couple of days, trying to figure out what I'm going to do come Thursday, week tomorrow.
Going back for just a second to Clover's show. You know, there's a lot of times where we get down and we think, you know, we're the only ones out there. This thing's coming to an end. They outnumber us, and you know, guns are going to go the way of the dodo. Well, go check out the Next Generation show by Clover. It's a fantastic show. I mean, he comes across some of these really, really great kids. And what makes it even cooler is these really great kids are into firearms. So if you need a good pep up, if you've been reading the news or watching the headlines and you know it's anti-gun everywhere, go watch an episode of the Next Generation show, and that'll definitely put a little smile to your heart.
Yes, I've watched it in the past, and I would imagine it's just as good as it was then. You know, it's great to see the young. I mean, because the youngsters is what's going to keep it alive. You know, the Second Amendment and the guns and all that.
Yeah, I heard that he was actually, some of his guest hosts were actually going to be some of the kids or some of the people that they're tied in with, sponsors and such. So that sounds really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. So okay, now just real quick. Goddamn, why is my phone? I know my phone's charged, you dumbass. This, for some reason, I put a new, I don't know what the hell I put on this. I don't remember putting anything on this phone, but come up with this new thing now. Every time the phone charges, it dings at me for about a half hour, it seems like. But, hell, I don't know. Oh, what did Rich say? Did you see where Bernie's people are turning against him because they say he isn't
paying them enough?
Show tonight, 8 or 8:30. Oh, a bloke's 2 cents is trying to do a show tonight. Yeah, 8:30. Yeah, I heard that. Doing that, but Bernie Sanders people are turning against him because he's not paying them enough. Yeah, I heard that yesterday too. I thought that was funny. You know, he's on about, you know, putting the pay up to $15 an hour.
You know, they're actually going after him though. Somebody's actually.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
He became a capitalist real. I'm sorry, Patriot. My bad, dude.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Sorry about that, man. I apologize. He became a capitalist real quick. As soon as they said, "Hey, you're not paying your people $15 an hour, and you're making them work 60+ hours a week," he said, "Okay, we'll just cut everybody's hours and pay them $15 an hour." That's what he says won't happen. He says McDonald's won't fire employees and work with less people. You know, but that's exactly what he did.
You know, it is exactly what he did. Oh yeah.
Didn't one of them just go on record saying that it's time for the Democrats to start seeking violence against Republicans because that's the only way they'll win?
They've been saying that for a long time now. At least they've been quite open about it for at least a year or two now.
Yeah, and go on to politics, and even though poor old the old boy Mueller, who's losing his mind, he didn't help the Democrats at all today. They shot them down big time.
That was funny to watch, though.
It was funny. You
So
know?
I'm saying good will overcome. I'm very, I like to say it quite a bit. Good will overcome. These leftist and anti-everythings will eventually start devouring themselves. It's only a matter of time. They will implode and destroy themselves. The problem is we're going to be stuck in the middle waiting for it to happen, and then we're going to be responsible for cleaning up the mess when they're done.
Yeah, yeah,
So
you're right
teach your
there.
kids good.
So no, I'm looking. I mean, I'm trying to think. As you said, we get sometimes even I'm a big guilty thing because patriots always jumping on me, looking at the negative side of what's going on. You know, it's not as bad out there as the media wants you to believe. I think you even say it, David. You know, I go down the road. I mean, there's everybody's talking. You know, uh, we're all different races. And all this. We're all sitting there talking, having a good time. Nobody's getting mad at each other or anything like that. It does. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but the big picture is life ain't that bad, really. You know. So, but there's always a possibility. That's why I carry. There's always that one nut job out there. So.
Well, even if you don't want to look at it like that, if you want to look at it like this is the United States of America, and we believe in freedom and personal choice, big individual, little government, you should be able to carry a gun on you because it matches your outfit. For
Absolutely.
any reason that you want to carry a gun, that's not I'm going to carry it to go rob somebody or commit a crime with it, whether it matches your hat or it helps keep your pants right where you like them. Any reason that you come up with is a good enough reason. Now, obviously, the most important reason is for defending yourself and keeping ill from happening to you and your family. But if I want to carry a gun, like I said, because it matches my shoes, that should be a good enough reason.
Yeah, that's
and,
right.
And the best thing is to wear a black belt and black holster. That's a
Yeah,
given.
I mean that's like when I finally go get my Easy 380 Performance Center gold barrel, gold trigger, gold safety thing on the handle there. I mean, I'll be wearing that in the open because it looks stylish. I'll be pimping as I'm walking down the street. I have to get me a minimal holster for the barrel sticks out for people to see the gold and everything. So, and I can do it because I live in America. That's what it's all about.
Clover put out in the chat. He said, "Subtract the negative, add the positive, and it's all a frame of mind. By and large, in this country, and by and large in this country, and her people are doing quite well. I believe that totally. I mean, there'd be evidence, like we always talk about. If guns were really the problem, there, that. If the United States was really as racist and sexist and divided as people want to make us, we'd know that every day. We'd know that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to turn on the television.
Oh yeah. This is. I mean, as I've said before, and I was actually talking to my son. He's over in he's spent 2 weeks. He's Switzerland, France, and England. He gone over there, and but he happened. I texted him the other day and I said, "How are you enjoying your trip?" He's loving it, loving it. But I was asking him, I can't remember what we're talking about, texting back and forth. But he said, "Oh," he said, I think he was in London. I think he was. He said, "Just went past the." He said, "I just went past the American embassy." He goes, "There's a line around the block of people trying to get in there to get visas to come here. To get the green cards and everything else to try to get here." So I mean, that's just one country. I mean, as everybody knows, I lived in Europe and stuff, and stuff. All these countries, people, as much as we badmouth this place, people still want to come here.
I'll go ahead and put it out there. This is the greatest country on the face of the earth. This is the greatest country in the history of the face of the earth. And the way things look, this is the greatest country that the future will ever know. And to set all that to say this, any other country that out there that's even remotely good is because of us. You know, England is great because America. Australia is great because America. Djibouti is great because its capital is Djibouti and America.
Ditto.
Yep, I agree with you. I agree with you. All right, guys, we're going to start winding it down. You know? Oh, I haven't seen my, where's the resident chef in the chat? I ain't seen him tonight. But I'm going to throw some burgers on the grill after the show here. And, also don't forget, guys, any shows that you have missed in the past or you want to re-listen to this one, they're all on Podbean, iTunes, and Snitcher. How you pronounce it? I upload them. Like this one will be uploaded within 24 hours of this show ended. The audio files for your listening pleasure. If you're driving across the country, you can pick it up and listen to me to your heart's content for hour upon hour.
Or if you're an astronaut flying to the moon in 2024 on your way to Mars, you can listen to all of Rick's recordings.
That's right. That's right.
You can throw a couple of those.
That's not only the Wednesday show, that's the Saturday show as well. They're on there.
Clover says we need to raise money to send Pimpin' Rick to Djibouti. What that would make for a great show.
Yeah, because he's on about me pimping my gun. Yeah. But see, I can do that because I'm in America. I can walk around with that gold barrel gun on my hip. Not only that, I can carry it open here in Indiana. Because unfortunately, I gotta have a carry permit to do it. But at least I can do it.
I used to always.
I know we can say the Second Amendment is your carry permit, but you gotta follow the rules. You know what I'm saying? Until you can get them changed. We are not Antifa. We don't break the law.
But now, Rick, once you get the gold 380 and you start pimping it out, what's going to be your pimp name?
I don't know. Maybe I ought to do a poll asking people to.
I would watch that.
So, and that is a good thing.
Pimpy McPimpface.
Yeah, something like that.
No, Sweet Daddy Rick.
Well, that's not bad.
I was always partial to Superfly.
But anyway, we're letting people think we might make a contest out of that. See what we come up with. See what the best name we come up with. So anyway, let me wind this down. We go through the panel for shout outs and plugs. Squiblift, any shout outs or plugs?
No.
All right, that works for me. Great. I'm glad you were here and you actually had more input this week than you did last week. Thank you. So I appreciate it. It's not the same without you. So, Patriot in the Dark, any shout outs or plugs?
Yeah, just go check out that last video. If you guys are interested in a key mod sling mount, check it out. Maybe it'll be yours. I don't have anything that has key mod mounts on it, and I just like to pass that stuff on. So that, and I have an upcoming series of some woodworking stuff that I'm trying to figure out how the camera works on there. But yeah, check that out. And like I said, if you got a few seconds, look up that Blind Abilities and check out some of these people. They're from all over. And like I said, there's not a lot of people, blind people on YouTube. So it's just kind of a cross section, but show them some support. Thank you.
No problem. David, Kingpin, any shout outs or plugs?
Nah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and shout out my plugs, and then I'll take a minute to plug my shout outs.
That
So
works.
check them out. They're really awesome. Thanks for having me, Rick.
No problem. And the man from New York City, Blind Shooter.
I don't get any shout outs this week, Rick. Thanks for having me. Catch us all next week.
All right, great. Thank you all for being here. And I'll be back. Don't forget, I'll be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. But I will be here this Saturday, the 27th, at 3 p.m. for the usual show of just talking about guns, politics, and whatever else crosses our mind. So see you all then. So good night, everybody.
The capital of Djibouti.